All right, we are live, everybody. Good
Hello,
Hey,
evening.
hey. Good evening,
hey,
everybody.
Good
happy
evening,
Wednesday.
everyone. Today we are talking about self confidence and self esteem and what that means and what it looks like. A meaning of self confidence from myself is knowing who I am, what my worth is, what my flaws are, addressing them and understanding them, and how it is that I can take control over myself, my emotions, my feelings, and how I go about my day to day and living in life. Um, I think self esteem is how it is one carries themselves. Um, what it is that you believe that your morals are, some of your attributes that you have for yourself. I think that it's important to just be able to become one with yourself, to know who you are and what it is that you have to bring to the table versus um, what also flaws you have about yourself.
Amen. I agree. Just to kind of piggyback off what you said, just knowing who you are, loving yourself. I've struggled with self-confidence. There's things about me that I'm like, "Ugh, I wish could be different. I would love a perfect, beautiful smile, which is why I rarely smile. But the older I get, the more I'm embracing it. Like, you know what? Listen, God made me this way. So it's all love. But, I think it's just, really just highlighting the areas that you don't like about yourself and understanding that we all have flaws, all of us, and just zeroing in on them things and maybe looking at the beauty in it versus, what you don't like about it. You know what I'm saying? So that for me is one big thing, is just realizing that nobody is perfect. Nobody. And even the most beautiful women in this world have flaws and are
Absolutely.
self-conscious. I mean, I've heard celebrities that have talked about their cellulite. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we sit here and we just battle ourselves on things that we don't like about ourselves when really we should be embracing, those flaws and understanding that it's just a piece of who we are and how God created us to be. That's what self-love, that's what I think of when I think of self-love. So yes, gotta love yourself.
Well, I can go next. What I think of when I think of self esteem and self confidence is just the ability to know I woke up today and I am a force on my own and I am a woman and just all of that in bottled up in one. I think sometimes we focus on the negative, the flaws, and it's like we have them all. Like Janet said, everybody has flaws, but it's about owning yourself, loving yourself, being comfortable within your own skin. Like when I
Hmm.
get dressed and I put makeup on and put my hair on or get my hair done, that's for me. Like I don't do that
Right.
for anybody else. I do it so when I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, all right,
Okay.
I see you, girl.
Okay.
It's not for anyone else. I mean, if I get comments and oh, you look pretty, I appreciate it, but that's not why I do it. That's not my goal. My goal is just to feel good for me and be happy with me. So, um, yeah, I everybody has flaws, so there's no point of not loving who you are. You can't change who you are. I mean, you could just improve yourself to be better, but you you're only going to be you. So I guess I don't get too caught up on certain things. Yes, of course, self-esteem issues sometimes. Everybody's not perfect. I have issues that I struggle with as far as weight, which anybody who knows me from back in the day to now, they know that I've gained weight. That's definitely something that's a sore spot for me, but I'm not gonna stop being fabulous because I gained weight. No, absolutely not. Like No,
Right.
but I know that's definitely a room I can improve in. So that's all I have for now.
I love that too. Fabulous. I love that, girl. That's right. Because we fabulous around here.
Absolutely. Every
Okay.
day.
So, hi, Arita. How are you doing today? We appreciate that. Hello, gorgeous, powerful woman of
Hey,
healing.
Kevin.
Hi, how are you? Mine is weight off top, and I'll start with that. When I was younger, in my teenage years, I had, I'd go to the mall and I'd be the one that stopped all the time or the one that's approached all the time and, you know, physical, figure, body, whatever have you, face, whatever. They love the boys, you know. And so I got on Depo-Provera when I was 18 for birth control. I was 123 pounds. To be honest with you, in 1998, I had an abortion. I was young. Um, it was something that my mom, my family frowned upon. They were more along the lines of, you're going to go to college, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're not going to mess up your life. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And so after I had that procedure done, I ended up getting on Depo, and I'm like, oh, I could get, because it was the weight was a side effect. I'm like, shoot, I gain a couple pounds, man, And I was 123 when I had that procedure, and within the first year, I was up to 145, but I couldn't see it. Everybody else was seeing it and whispering behind my back, not telling me that, they were noticing these changes in my body. And so over the years, ended up getting off Depo once I got up to like 160, but my body continued to fluctuate with this shot over the years. And so when I was married to my first husband, I remember us getting into an argument. And I remember him saying, with your fat cellulite having something. And I was like, wait, what? And I'm 23 at the time, 22 at the time. And I'm like, I had to be about 170 at that point. And I was like, what? And at that point, I started going to the gym like a psychopath. And I started working out like a crazy person. And I'm like, I told him, I said, you'll never. He's like, I didn't mean it. I was mad. Nope. Nobody will ever say that to me ever again. You will never say that to me ever again. And I meant it. And over the years, I battle up and down. I've gone up and down over the years. And I'm very, like I said, I'm very disciplined. When I want to do it, I do it. But I was affected by that at an early age. So weight in regards to self-esteem and self-confidence was huge in my teens, which carried on into my adulthood. I mean, my cousins and we would go to Snyder's when they had scales. We would get on our scales in the house, and the scales in our house didn't say 115 or 120. We're going to Snyder's, and those ones in Snyder's say anything over 125. We taking Dynatrim, like we were trying to maintain this image. And so for years, as I got older, it's just been a thing of mine to constantly, like, once I feel like I'm getting to a certain place where I'm overweight, I lose my stuff. I can't handle it because I feel like this is something that I'm actually gotten better with, but I felt like I'm nobody because I'm letting this happen to my body, all based off of something that started in youth. So yeah, be careful with what you do and what you're around. Even your family, your friends be like, dang, Eb gained weight. Or my grandma would be like, oh, you getting thick, baby. Or, things like that. And the things that people say to you, and you're just like, wait, no, like, I don't want to hear that. So, I'm very, even down to, and I'm 42 years old, and I'm very, y'all know me, I'm on my fitness like hard. Like that stemmed from childhood and verbal abuse and things that I went through based off of that. at this place that I'm in my life, I take care of myself because I want to. I like looking nice and I like being shapely, and I like taking care of myself at the age that I am now. I love who I am. The only thing about my youth that probably still resonates with me is, I'll be honest, when I see myself gaining, I have to scale back and I have to get back on track. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm still trying to figure it out. Again, we're not perfect, but that is the one area in my life that I struggle with, is what my weight. And it's always been, where does it come from? Well, it came from childhood. It came from a place where people, your innocence is there and people rock it for you. They don't even realize they're doing it. It's just like they just say what they feel like they need to say. And so that's kind of I guess that's kind of why I'm the way I am when it comes to eating and discipline and being, on my own tail, because for so many years and for so long, my self-confidence and my self-esteem revolved around my weight. So that's all I got for right now.
Yeah, I think I've struggled with that also, with having 5 children and, 5 cesareans. Obviously, when you have a major surgery like that, you have a major setback. So like
Hmm.
you, Ebony, I'm huge, big in the gym, like every day. Like if I don't go, I'm out of my body. I'm like, okay, something's not right.
Yeah.
It sets a tone for my day. So I could definitely understand where you're coming from when it comes to, that part of when you start to feel like you're tipping the scale. It's like, okay, even though it's not, it's nothing, you know what I mean? But mentally, it's like, it's mental. It's like, okay, I gotta get it together. And that's something that I've been trying to work on myself. Like, you know what? Just love you, be happy with you, you know what I mean, with where you're at, fitness wise. Because some people are like, what are you trying to do? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to lose weight, you trying to gain weight, which I'm not, I just want to be happy. I want to feel good, and that's it. I just want to feel good mentally and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Not even like, because for me, it's like the physical part, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm learning to embrace my flaws. I just want to
Right. As
feel
you get
happy.
older. Yes. As you
Exactly. The
get
older I
older.
get, it's like, okay, I just want to feel good. I want
Yep.
to have the energy. I want to be able to, you know, jog up the street for my 3-year-old if I need to and not be winded. You know what I mean? But
Yes. Yes.
definitely embracing, that even gaining them few pounds is okay, Janet. Like, it's
When
all
I
right.
had my baby, when I had my daughter, and this is even, I mean, this one, I'm thinking like, dang, this has really been a thing, because when I was pregnant with my daughter, her father would, same one who called me all he was very vigorous and adamant about this cocoa butter and this. It was summertime and I was pregnant, and he was very adamant about making sure that he oiled my stomach up, and I was completely covered in cocoa butter throughout that whole pregnancy, and things like that. And I'm like thinking in my mind now, thinking back, and like, that's another part of it. Like, because if I end up with, stretch marks and all these different things, like, are you gonna feel away? You know what I mean? Like, and we both were young at that time or whatever. But when I'm thinking back on that, I'm like, that was a thing even in pregnancy for me. Like, I didn't even have that. Oh, it's okay to be this way even in pregnancy. It was
Right.
just like, and I'm grateful to him for it. But at the same time, it's like, when you think back, it's some things are just so unimportant. And I think I'm bringing men up in general, because what is one of the number one reasons that our self-esteem gets rocked? It's relationships, it's men, it's infidelity, it's the things that are
Mm-hmm.
done when dealing
Mm-hmm.
with other human beings that make you feel a way about yourself. If you were in a bubble by yourself and you only solely dealt with yourself, you would not be able to, you wouldn't feel those things about yourself, because you're not dealing with other flawed human beings.
Right.
You would just be dealing with yourself and being able to love yourself. But because you see other human beings and other women who shape differently, or you see, other men are cheating or they're talking to women or whatever it is that they do. And me, I'm big on rejection. Like, I have this thing, and I'll be honest, like, infidelity is a no, it's a deal breaker for me. I can't do it. It's not something that I can do. I can't do unfaithful. And so I have an issue with rejection. So when I feel like a person is rejecting me and feeling like they need to go somewhere else to deal, that's an esteem issue. And that's something I'm being very honest with you guys about, because we all need to be honest. We all have those issues somewhere in our brain. Something creeps up in our mind, and it's like, though it's not about us, when people do those things or say those things, we can tend to make it about us because, again, esteem, confidence, it's our feelings towards ourselves based off of the influence of other people, not based
Right.
off of how we truly would feel about ourselves if we were by ourselves.
Well, I think
So,
it comes down to because we want to be all of what our partner desires.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to be desirable, like, what does that mean? And when it comes down to having a partner and they're stepping out or they're interested in something else, then it starts to wear on you of what are they looking for and how can I be more like that?
right.
Right.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Sinatra. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, ladies.
Hi,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
for
Want to
chiming in
joining.
acknowledge
tonight.
y'all. I'm sorry.
It's not popping up on the screen.
Oh, it's not?
I have
No.
to go out. I have to go actually into the chat to see it. It wasn't
Yeah,
popping up for me either.
I think for
Okay.
me, my low self-esteem I've kind of always had a lot of my life because I never was like the popular kid in school kind of thing. But I think it got more advanced with my ex-husband and his a lot of criticism that caused me a lot of self-criticism now. He used to always be like, you can't succeed, you can't do it, you can't, however, when I did go back to school finally, that was it was mostly about going back to school. When I did go back to school, I graduated with 2 degrees with honors. So
Mm.
I proved to myself that I could do it, and I did do it well. So
Let me
that-
not get to playing with stuff. I'm going to leave that alone.
Mm.
right.
You was gonna knock us off network.
I
It says
think
click the banner. Sorry,
I
Megan.
think no, it's okay. I think it's just
Sorry. I'm not on
sometimes
mute.
to just be vulnerable and take the risks. It's not always about your attitude or your feelings. I think you just got to go out there and be out there and do it. And a lot of times too. So I know last week we talked about vulnerability. So it's just kind of these are all kind of tying together. We didn't plan this way, but kind of
Right.
all tied together. I think also if we can acknowledge that we're all taking baby steps towards what we want versus being critical with our inner voice and kind of just try and get support from other women. I think that's what we're trying to do here. So just other people in your life when you're like, oh, I think what Ebony said about men too is kind of like that is where a lot of our self-esteem issues come from and self-confidence issues come from, especially those of us that haven't been with the best men. And I know for me, I don't know how to take compliments well because of all that. And I know now that I'm in a healthy relationship, or just even like my coworkers, I just recently started a new job about 3 months ago. Just getting compliments from some of the people like, oh, you're doing such a good job with those children, and you really know your stuff. And I'm like, I'm feeling like I'm out of touch because I took a 10-year break from doing daycare, childcare, and I'm like, I'm back doing it. And they're like, you're rocking it. I'm like, oh, okay, great, thanks. So,
That's awesome.
And
nice
you're
It's a
to
good
probably doing
feeling.
amazing.
It's a good feeling when you can catch that praise.
right.
It is. And I feel like another thing that has helped is I have to remind myself to not be so hard on myself. And I think, Devin, I think you might have told me this once or twice before. Like, just, don't be so hard on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you're gonna fall short sometimes, and knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that you don't always have to be strong. You don't always have to look the part, you know what I mean? And things may sometimes not be what other people expect them to be or what you want them to be. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Taking it easy on yourself, and giving yourself grace, for showing up, even if it is with your hair all over your head. You showed up. I showed up. I'm here. I made it, I think that's a big thing that we got to work on. And then one more I wanted to touch on, and it just comes with like what we were talking about in regards to like men and um
Looks like we lost
it,
Janet.
it could be infidelity, right?
Oh,
But it's also, social media, right? Social media. Listen, let me give you a prime example. So, for those of you that don't know, I made a vow to myself that once I had my last child, I was going to get a tummy tuck. That's it. No lipo, no enhancements, no boob job. I just wanted to, because I had 5 cesareans and I had big, big, big babies. My kids were 9 pounders. So I had some excess skin that I wanted to get rid of. And I did that. We go to the braid shop every 4 to 6 weeks. I get my baby's hair done. And my daughter, she talks. She is chatty Cathy, okay? She's going to talk to everybody. I usually leave her there. Well, I come back to pick her up, and the ladies are telling me how my daughter was telling them that when she gets older, she is going to have a tummy like her mommy. Right? Not like these ladies, right? Because they were, they were a little heavier set, and they just started laughing, and I was, I had to put her on Front Street though, and because me, I'm like women empowerment, so I'm like, girl, I said, let me tell you something about this stomach, okay? I paid about 5,000 for this, okay? This wasn't always there, but just for her to know, like, this is not how we did. This ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, mommy's tummy was once like theirs. I just, decided to make a choice to do something different with myself. Again, that was just something that it was a vow I made myself. I said, if I got to save up $10 a day until I have my last child, right? But I just, it's crazy, like these images that people see, even on social media, all these women, this voluptuous body. And it's like, girl, that is store bought. Okay. Let me tell you something. I follow so many surgery pages, and I done seen so many. Let me tell you something. It's so bad now. I look at every woman with a big old booty, and I'm like, BBL. BBL. Look at the match. BBL. When I tell you everybody, if you see a plump butt, chances are she got a BBL.
Ebony is waiting to respond.
Girl, no, wait. I know what you said because I've been working on mine. I've been working on mine.
One, and
I got me a
I
little
built
booty
that
too
mug
now.
from the ground up.
Yes, but your
So I
legs
be,
match it. Your legs
and I've
match
been
it.
accused of it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
Your
like
leg,
I've been accused of it. So
girl. When I tell you, I was in awe looking at them surgery pages. Like, oh my gosh,
It's
I'm
men who get
talking.
it too. There's a lot of
Yeah,
people who get surgery now.
yeah,
It is a
yeah, they
lot.
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
So Megan,
yeah.
we have a Sarah Johnson Bryant. You guys still can't see, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, she says.
I can see it when I clicked on the comments part. Yeah.
Okay, she says Megan. So you saw her comment.
I did see your comment. Hi, Sarah.
Okay,
Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
trying to engage the ladies because it was brought to my attention that they want to speak and they want to talk to us and they want us to talk back to them by 2 people today. So I'm engaging them as they go. Arita says, I think we need to remember to love ourselves the way we love others and are so encouraging and supporting for them. Love the inner hurting places with grace, patience, and fierce commitment. I love that. I
Okay.
Amen.
love that.
Okay,
Amen.
Rita. Come through, cuz. Come through.
Africa, yes, we do. I know, Seaball, I know.
Yes, yes. So all in all, self-esteem is definitely just kind of looking back, realizing that everybody's flawed and to just
Yep.
love every bit of you because that's the way
I want
God
to talk about the
created you.
depot. I want to talk about the
Girl.
depot. 'Cause
Girl,
I had a depot story. I was around 125 when I first got depot and went up to 145.
can
And
we
when I
sue
had my
them?
first daughter,
Yeah.
at 19, I was 143 after I had her. And then I got up to 150 and had my second daughter. And it just kept going from there. So that's why it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to be the size I was before. Is it something that's going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. I know that. Am I too lazy to do it? Yes, I have been. That's why I'm a plus size diva at this point, because it's like I know it's easier to accept who I am for the moment, love me at the moment, and then make changes to be a better me in the outcome. That's definitely a goal of mine. Do I want to
Mm,
necessarily get back that small? Probably not. I don't. I mean,
mm-mm.
because I was really small and I've always had a big booty and big legs. And even though I was 125 and 140, I still had big legs. So I always, like Ebony said, had that attention of I had a shape in the mall. You know, I had the small waist with the big legs. And, you know, being younger, just hearing that, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I get attention the size that I am now. That's why
Right.
maybe I haven't lost the weight yet, because it's never been an issue with me. Like I've never, maybe I have only dated people because they were accepting me for who I am. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I think about this sometimes, but I'm not going to wreck my brain to try to figure out if that's the only reason why someone dealt with me. But as far as men, I think sometimes don't realize what women go through with pregnancy, birth control, you know, fibroids, cysts, and
Mm,
all these things. This is all things that women have to go through on a regular basis that make them gain weight. You
mm.
know,
Yeah.
medication and all of that stuff makes you gain weight. And it's like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I would love to be in the gym hitting it hard with Ebony at 5 a.m. But honestly, I don't like to work out. And if I was somebody who didn't mind having surgery, Janet, I mean, I would have did it too. But I just personally, I don't like hospitals. So I couldn't see myself doing anything I don't need to do to save my life. Like,
Right. So
I'll just
I
be
will
fat.
Hi,
say,
Knox.
I
Hi,
will say,
Nakina.
I
Sorry.
will
I think
say,
some of
Hi,
us
I
got
think I
the
Nakina.
want to address Africa.
my
She said I had the depot and gained no weight at all. It affects everyone different. It affects everyone differently. Like being small is so irritating. I look like a kid compared to everyone. So I think it's where I struggle stepping into self. I feel like I'm looking like a kid playing dress up. Africa, I think that you have to understand that God put you where you are and in the body that you are. And we all have to be careful for what we wish for. I was always fluctuating in between 84 pounds and 105 my entire being. I wanted to gain weight so bad to where I complained about it all the time to the doctor. He put me on some hormone pills, and I took the hormone pills until I got up to 125 pounds, and I think I felt like I was at my best. The only flaw about the hormone pills is that it is going to be so hard to lose the weight. And it was because I thought I was done having kids at that time. And then I got pregnant with my son. And I think I gained during that pregnancy maybe 65 pounds. And still to this day, I weigh what it is that I gave birth at. So I gave birth to my son at 190 pounds, and I've been at 190 pounds. I have not been comfortable with that, but it has been so hard to even lose just 5 or 10 pounds of that. And then once I do lose it, it's like it comes back with a vengeance. And here I'm back at the same 190. And so we have to be careful what we wish for, because at that point, I wished for nothing but to be bigger. And now here I am bigger and I'm still not happy.
I
hormones.
think
True.
for me too, like I lost 30 pounds right when I was first going through my separation. And like my weight has gone up and down, up and down, up and down, like a roller coaster for the last 10 years. I know during the pandemic, lots of people gained weight. I mean, we do have to remember that you know, all we had to do then was be at home and cook. I cooked my family meals that I had never, they will never get again. I mean, seriously, I tried Pinterest recipes, all kinds of stuff, just to
They'll never get it again.
do. Like, I worked at the grocery store, so it wasn't like I was making a special trip. You know, so I think you need to realize too that, you know, a lot of people gain weight during the pandemic and whatnot. So you're just not alone on that. And, you know, I think as long as we're consciously trying to, you know, be healthy, like mentally and physically, and, you know, yeah, we don't all get up at the gym like Ebony. We don't all, you know, eat fruit smoothies and that kind of stuff. But I mean, you know, hey, I had my gallbladder emergency removed last year, and like, so now even just eating a hamburger sometimes, you know, my family went out to Red Robin like last week, and I got a salad. I'm like, you know, sometimes just eating a hamburger just makes me feel like icky now if I, you know, eat too unhealthy. So I mean, I think it's just, you know, a lot of being conscious about what you're eating and that kind of thing, and try not to let other people bother you, what they say about you, what they're saying to you behind your back and whatnot, because, you know, it's hard
to live your life as the fullest. Like,
So 80% of, I see where it says 80% of weight loss comes from diet. 80% of nutrition is, and that is correct. 20% is of exercise and fitness. However, the trick to that is if you're struggling with thyroid issues, if you're struggling, because some people are struggling with those issues, and this ain't a weight podcast, but yeah, that is the truth. Some people are struggling with those issues because of, you know, other issues medically, but yes, that is the truth. Like, your nutrition is everything, you know. And as far as like the esteem part, again, that's why I get up in the morning at the time that I get up. That is not easy. I didn't get up this morning. I lay in the bed. Like, that is not easy to do that every single morning, every single day. I laid in the bed because I stayed up later last night on the phone with y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, it takes something. I got to give up something to do that. I be sleeping in the bed by like 9 o'clock though too. So it's like, what's the pull and tug, you know, of that? But again, like, I'm with Megan, the pandemic, not the pandemic did a lot to our esteem and our confidence as well. We didn't know what the heck we were in the middle of, what kind of world we were entering into. Oh, so many depression issues.
Yeah,
and
for me, I have super amount of depression as it was.
yes,
I ended up losing a sister to COVID, so that was extra depression. And then after that, a lot of other people I knew got COVID, and then of course I thought for the worst because, you know, I had somebody actually die from it, and you know, like, what's our life going to be like? Is this our new normal? Are we forever gonna be stuck in the house? And you know, are we always
we didn't know.
masks? And you know,
to think you got to do that for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it's a couple of months, and then it's a couple of years, and here we are still dealing with it.
Here we are, right? 3 years later, still dealing.
Yeah. And then add getting pregnant on top of that.
Yeah, I had my son literally right whenever
COVID babies.
Veronica, are you trying to join or what you doing?
I was thinking, I'm like, what? Veronica's
down there talking some, hey y'all, hey.
Right.
Be where you at.
And Nikki, yes, PCOS, yes, Nikki. Cause weight gain, that's hard to lose, and it's high in Black women. Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
All in all, women, we have it harder than anybody, literally.
Absolutely.
Our hormones are, listen, I'm talking, I done been from like 110, 105, I weigh 190 now.
Hey, Tina.
You know, and it's that struggle that, okay, I want to gain weight, but no, I want to lose weight. And then you can't lose the weight. So you're kind of just plateauing, and it is nutritional. And I mean, you know, it's stressful. It's very stressful. And you just got to.
Let me ask y'all a question. So would you say that a majority of your issues, if you had them esteem-wise, was brought upon in the abusive relationships or situations that you were in? Do you believe that trauma endured in dealing with abusive individuals contributed highly to your self-esteem issues and your confidence issues when you were where it came from? Do you believe that a lot
I
of that?
think for me, most definitely, because I think I've definitely surrounded myself with lots of toxic various relationships since I left my ex-husband, and that was a super toxic relationship. I never knew healthy until literally 2 years ago. And still to this day, I'm still sometimes like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I know, but it's like, yeah, I still feel that it's too good to be true at times. But it's a lot of praying to God for, I remember praying to God when I first separated with my ex-husband. One day find a good man, and here he is.
I believe it to be. I mean, that for me, I do. I mean, I just was wondering where a lot of ladies are commenting saying that they do. We got Katina Harper. For me, I lost confidence after each kid because I have all this extra skin I'm not used to. But I try to remind myself that I created 3 beautiful kids, and that's their mark on me. And you know what? And that is beautiful. And you are beautiful. And don't let nobody ever take that away from you, because you are beautifully made the way that you are.
Yes, you are.
And my friend Nakina is on here. I don't know if she was on here, but we grew up in a place, growing up in Detroit, Michigan, that's another thing too. You have to, like, if you ain't got the long hair and the you can skate and you can, dance, and you got a showboat all the time coming from the D. That's something that we grew up in, and we had to showboat all the time. Somebody's trying to get in. Hold on. Okay, never mind. But we had to showboat all the time and dress nice and things like that. So clothes and gear and how what you're putting on your body, materialism, all that, that was another part of it for me. If I was raised to believe that if you didn't have the best guest fits or used outfits, and I outgrew that. That's neither here nor there. I outgrew that. But the mentality of the people around you, again, if we sit in a room with each other, all 4 of us, we can tell each other, or there was 5 of us, I don't know what happened, but all 4 of us sitting in a room, we could tell each other how beautiful we are all day, right? But then there's a room full of like 60 other people that come in, and then it's like everybody else's eyes is on us and their opinions. And if thinking back to those days, that was huge, where I came up from. So again, a lot of my issues started when I was a kid. But when I got in them relationships, somebody constantly down talking you, trying to make you think you're crazy or saying all kinds of mean, crazy things to you, it didn't help. It didn't enhance it. Didn't help. I didn't even start to develop self-love for myself probably until 3 years before I turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
We have a comment over here from Alicia. It says, I remember losing 50 pounds, and he had the nerve to tell me, now you only have to lose 20 more pounds. Excuse me, sir?
Wow.
Exactly.
Girl, you are beautiful just how you are.
Right. Africa said, not in relationships for me. I think people just needed something to say. Sometimes to put the next down, and me being small was the target. Yeah. Oh, we lost Ebony too? Everybody just...
Yeah. What's going on here?
T.I., where you at?
Well, I'll say this. So this is one thing I think subconsciously, right? Like Ebony said, being in relationships that they down talk you, call you names, whatever, that makes you very self-conscious. But I think subconsciously, in the process of being in those relationships, it was one of those, I don't know if I necessarily started gaining weight and didn't care about it, because I always had an issue of them saying I brought too much attention. Too many guys were looking at me. So it was like me gaining weight, the more weight I gained, the less they would look at me. So the less I would have to hear and get, have these arguments about this person looked at me this certain kind of way. And don't get me wrong, I mean, people still look, but it's not the same type of looks like it was when I was smaller.
Back in.
Is she in?
Yeah, let Jana back in.
And she's gone now. Next time she's not going to be the host. But no, I don't know. I think I did that subconsciously, like gained weight and didn't work out. So I didn't get that type of male attention. And, you know, it ended up backfiring because after that, weight started gaining, you know, and I just never did anything to, you know, try to get it off. And, you know, that's something that I have to deal with now as I'm, you know, getting ready to be 38. It's a lot harder to lose weight, especially after having a baby after 35. I mean, that was never in the plans to, you know, have a baby when I'm already at my highest weight, gaining weight from COVID, and then having a baby. Like that wasn't in my plan. And, you know, after that, it's like, now here I am at this weight. And it's like, okay, post baby, I love my baby. I never regret having him. But, you know, you don't think about those things when you're like, my body's going to change at the age I am. After I had my girls, I lost that weight. Like that weight came off like nothing.
Boys suck a little bit more out of you.
Man.
They give you a whole lot of weight and suck a whole lot of life out of you.
Yep. And it's funny because people always say, like, you're so confident and you're so this. And it's like, I've always been very confident. Don't get me wrong, because I'm just a great person. Like, of course, I'm going to be confident, but I do have those moments where I am weak and I do feel, you know, less than, only because based on the way people have treated me and made me feel like we were saying earlier, if you're dating someone and they start looking at someone and you're like, okay, so what does she have that I don't have? And you know that it's only a weight thing, because you know that you have everything going on for you. So it's like, there's nothing else that it could be, right? Y'all in these cameras.
That's why I muted mine, because I was like, I don't want it to kick me out.
Yeah. But no, I mean, and that's why I'm trying to keep talking so I don't, you know, make the podcast be off. But I mean, those are just things like, and then just small things like losing teeth when you're at a certain age. I have teeth that are missing out of my mouth. That's definitely something that, you know, I think about. If I smile a certain way, will people see that I have missing teeth? And I'm pretty sure people have seen me with missing teeth. I don't care. I don't care. Do you know how much them teeth is to get fixed? I'll be getting fixed when I decide to get it fixed. But those are just things that, you know, people try to nitpick on and say things about, you know, just to try to make themselves feel better sometimes. If, you know, because everybody's flawed. So if you feeling bad about yourself and you're a bad person like that, you're going to be like, well, that girl, you know, she shaped funny and she got missing teeth and she didn't used to be fat.
All about loving the skin that you're in. Just knowing who you are and appreciating that this is just how God made you.
Mm-hmm.
What about the mental effect, the mental part of esteem and confidence? Your mental, because we're talking about the physical, but what about the mental?
I think it's all
Thank you,
mental.
Megan.
I think it all is mental, even though we're talking about physical. I think that it's all mental. It's something that somebody has put
What I
into
mean,
their head that it's not good enough.
what I mean though, I get that, but what I mean though is what affects, I should probably say what affects on your mental, on each and every one of us, what effects on our mental have the issues that we've dealt with, be it self-esteem, confidence, those issues, what effects has it had on your mental? Can you think of one way that it has affected you at this point that we're in?
Very depressed.
Yep. I had to take antidepressant medication the first time in my life, which was crazy to me. You know, I thought that was something I would never have to do. But, you know, things that you go through with people and it affects you mentally and you start to feel like, I don't know. I think it was postpartum too, though, but it was just a combination of everything and not knowing how to sort out my own thoughts when I'm a thinker. You know, that's one thing that I do. I can be thinking all day, every day about everything, not just one thing. Like I'm literally like as we're talking, I'm thinking about I got to do the thing for the podcast. You know what I mean? Like I got to do work when I go. I got to finish dinner. And that's just how I am. So when I got to the point of knowing like my mind is no longer doing this, it's doing this,
Right.
because it's focused on just certain things. And usually I'm like this. I was like, no, something's not right.
Right.
I think for me too, it's caused me to be really guilty and like self-sabotage myself. And you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you're doing so good, and I just don't see it. So it's a lot of self-sabotaging and myself. And
Sinitra, you are beautiful. I'm
work
just
on
going
that
to
a little
tell
bit,
you.
a lot.
Sorry. You are beautiful. I'm reading Sinitra's comment, and I know who she is personally, so I'm just like, wait, what? You are beautiful and amazing chocolate skin, girl. I love you, and I just want to tell you that. Nikina, by loving yourself, help you feel a lot better about think. Yes, I agree, Nikina. I agree. Megan, making you feel you're not good enough. The feeling of failure of the relationship created the self-doubt, the depression, and then the drinking to numb the pain only added to unhealthy weight gain.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
I can second that.
Africa, Devin, those are your comments. Do you see them?
Mm-hmm. I love you guys. Thank you.
The mental part about that made me want to beat the hell out of people, but I learned to be happy with myself. Yeah, they don't want them hands because I know how them hands get down, Miss Nikina Brown. They don't want them. They don't want the problems.
Good old
So,
beat down, huh?
oh yeah, that's the D special. You trying to play with? I love you, girl. I love you.
I think for me too, I had to realize that, you know, it's really those people that are saying those things to me that have issues with themselves, and it's not really me.
Yep.
I think when, you know, it's kind of come up again, you know, recently, especially, or even just seeing this comment with that I read earlier where she said she lost 50 pounds, but he said, oh, you still got 20 left to do. It's like, can't you just be happy for me? Come on.
Right.
Like,
so I'm sorry, somebody said what?
Alicia said
earlier there was a comment, you might have got kicked out at the time.
Yeah.
It says Alicia says, I remember losing 50 pounds and he had the nerve to tell me you only need to lose 20 more pounds. Excuse me, sir?
Right. Crazy.
So, I mean, yeah.
So how it affected my mental, or where I've been with my mental, is I would say I went through a depression after my marriage ended in 2016. Just everything, you know, thinking that everything he said was on some level the truth, because I couldn't even hold my marriage together, you know, just everything. Like I felt like everything that he had said was valid. Like looking back at old photographs and just the sadness like in my face and my eyes and the way that I hurt and the pain that I was in, like it definitely put me in a very strange place with myself, a place where I don't know, a place where I just didn't value myself anymore from the core. And that's important. You know, obviously we need to love ourselves. And for me, I was at a place where I just didn't do that. I just didn't feel that anymore. So it was definitely hard for me. But where I am now in my growth journey, what I spend more of my time thinking about when it comes to mental and other people is, what are they really dealing with that causes them, when you are feeling a way about somebody else, and when you can condemn another human being, and you can make them feel horrible, or you can say ugly things about people and talk about people. What are your issues? What are you really dealing with? What healing do you need? Because most oftentimes, a lot of times, people that do that to other people are struggling more than we even could even ever be struggling with ourselves. They're struggling with themselves, something terrible. And that's something that I'm learning. Like, people will sit up and they'll condemn the next person and talk about the next person, and, you know, she this or she that or he this or he. I'm like, you'll talk about the next person, but what about you? What about your issues? There are no perfect people. God did not make any of us without that dent. We all have that. It's like that yeasty bread, and you know how it dents when it goes in the oven. We all have a permanent dent if in our hearts and our bodies, physically, mentally, emotionally. We are permanently dented. So that's everybody. Not one person walking around here is perfect. So what gives you the right to try to rock another person's self-esteem and their confidence? Because you might think you look better than them. You might think you have more than them. Nah, you struggling somewhere to even have to sit there in those thoughts. So that's what when I think about self-esteem and confidence now, and people that belittle other people, I'd be ready to check them. Like, what's really going on? What's your problem? What's wrong with you? Because that's just wrong to me. Like, that's where I am now. It's not so much about looking at me and my issues. It's almost like I see it a lot more amongst other people, because I'm dealing with mine. I know what they are, but a lot of people don't know what their issues are. And a lot of people don't even realize they have, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm this, I'm that. It's not even all about that, yo. Like, especially as we getting older, like, it's really not. Like, it's not. It's how do you treat people? Who
Yep.
are you towards other people? Like, how do you build people up? That's what's important. You know, you got men out here right now, and and I gotta say this: when a man loses a woman, right? That woman goes and she gets busy. Okay. She gets busy. She gets physically busy. She's just, I know, because I did it. She gets busy and she's taking care of herself and she's doing all this and whatever. The same men that rocked your self-esteem, that have something wrong with them, like the people I'm talking about, the same men that rock your self-esteem, watching you from the sidelines, getting busy on
Always.
yourself,
Back
be
around.
sick, right? Sick,
They all probably
dying on
watching
the
right now.
inside.
Hey y'all.
They be
Hey
sick,
y'all.
dying on the inside, you know, killing
Right?
over. But you know what? Again, that's something they have to deal with within themselves internally, that they're screwed up with. It's no longer our problems. You know, my ex-husband, how he lived his life, what he missed out on, that's no longer my problem. I'm gonna continue to thrive and continue to grow, but I'm also keeping a mental note of the fact that those things he tried to put on me were things that he was struggling with within himself. Cause I'm amazing.
Let me read what Rain said. She said, "Hey ladies, a good thing I've learned within myself is learning about myself, flaws, and working on them. That way, as a defense mechanism, no one can use that against me because I know I am a work in progress." I know that's right.
Very much so. I love that. Hi,
That's
Rain.
one thing I thought about too. Like, I remember dating this individual years back, and he walked in while I was working out and started laughing. And it wasn't just like one time. It was like literally every single time I would work out, he would laugh like, ha, 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 ha. What you in here doing? You in here working out? Okay, what you trying to lose weight? And he thought it was something like funny, but it was really like mentally mental to me. It was like, okay, I must look stupid because clearly I'm trying to lose weight because I know that he's a cheater. And I'm trying to be this person and woman that I think he needs me to be. And the whole time it's just he got his own self-esteem issues. But you know, that's what it was. But yeah, I remember that. And it stuck in my mind like all the time. Anytime I would try to work out, like I remember that. Like you could play back the video. It was like every single time I would lift a weight up, I'm like, like I remember that. And I don't know if that's why I don't work out like that, but it was always
I was
every
just
single
thinking
time.
that. I was like, I wonder if that's why you don't like to work
Me
out. I
too.
was
Me
just
too.
thinking that.
Every single time. And don't get me wrong, when I get to
It's
the
like
gym, I
like
can
it's
stay
very
there
sugar for you.
all day. I eat healthy. Don't get me wrong. I know how to eat healthy. I know how to stop eating. I know how to intermittent fat. I know how to do all that stuff. Like I could literally tell someone how to lose weight and get in shape. But as far as me taking that advice, it's something in here that I just haven't figured out yet. And it's like, what is it stopping you, Devin? Like all of this, figure it out.
It's trauma. It's a form of
Yeah.
trauma.
It sticks with you.
Yeah.
I mean, my ex-husband used to call me a fat pig bitch like almost every day, and still we're been separated for over 10 years now, or we've been divorced for 10 years and been separated for like 11, and it sticks with you.
Honey, when Sean, Aaliyah's dad, said to me back in 2004, you fat cellulite having BITCH. When I'm in the gym now, today, when I'm pumping, pushing weights, sometimes I use that as ammo. So
Wow.
Yes.
and we talking almost 20 years later.
Yeah.
So we are definitely affected. Our self-esteem, it gets rocked, and we deal with trauma behind that. We deal with traumatic thoughts, traumatic feelings, traumatic everything. It's trauma. It's traumatic. It's something that hurt you, and it's something that affected you. And
let's not forget, we're all women, and so we were meant to be a little bit more fragile and a little
correct.
bit more vulnerable. And it's just natural for our emotions to be able to be on our sleeve, and for that to play a part in our self-esteem. It's because somebody else has attacked something about us that triggers something within us that we don't like.
I agree.
I agree too. Wow, this is a good discussion. Did we miss any comments? Anybody in the group want to say anything while we still have time? If you haven't said anything yet. Oh, she said $10,000 for dental work. I know that's right. Dental work is expensive.
Self-love. Yeah, I love that, Sinatra. I love that. Megan, no accountability. Yeah. Yeah, I get that too. People seeing my potential and my blessings and being unable to see it. Self-sabotage. Doubting myself. Africa. Yes, that's all that, y'all.
Yeah.
Try to see if we did we get this one from Megan? Making you feel you're not good enough. The feeling of failure of the relationship created the self-doubt. Oh, we did that one, because that's definitely the truth. So I mean, there's just so many different really, y'all, like there's just so many different things that tie into our self-esteem and our confidence. My question is do y'all feel confident now?
And if you don't, I think part of the key of confidence and self-love is surrounding yourself with great people. People play a big part in your life. And so if you have a significant other that is doubting you, downing you, or anything else, reevaluate that situation. If you have friends that are doubting you and downing you, also reevaluate those situations.
They not friends.
And not your friends.
Part of boosting your confidence is having a great circle.
Yes.
Yeah. For real.
I'm sorry I bust out laughing at Sinatra because she said this has nothing to do with the podcast. You see it, the $500 I hid for myself. I'm thinking in my mind like, what?
Right?
Okay. Nakina says, hell yes. I love it. I love it. Katina, I'm working on the things I let trigger me so no one's words can hurt as much as it could. Beautiful.
I know that's
Megan, work in progress. He is working on me. He is working on you. He is working through you. And he's definitely working it out for you. I love you, Megan. I pray for you daily. I know what you've been through. And I want you to know that you always have a friend and a sister in every single woman in this group. All that other stuff don't matter.
And Megan, watch your back. all of everything else don't matter. We got you,
Nope,
girl.
we do.
There's somebody for everybody.
Indeed.
Mm.
Friends, significant others, husbands. There's people out there. You just got to figure out where
Absolutely.
your group is.
Absolutely confident, learn to love myself right where I'm at, and will smile, snag tooth all in your face. I know that's right, girl.
I feel like I want to make a bunch of affirmations right now and like post them around my house and like even including the Bible verse that I'm fearfully wanted. And
I think
Yep.
some other
anybody that
Bible
is
verses
struggling with
too. I think
self-confidence needs to
sometimes
take
just
that advice,
I
Megan.
don't know. I like listening to the new Snoop Dogg affirmation song too.
I love that.
So you're saying that you're suggesting to the ladies to affirm themselves. And
Yep.
I agree. I was doing that, and I still do it every morning when I get up before I exercise, because I affirm myself, I affirm my child, I affirm my spouse. I affirm everybody. I try to affirm everybody that's close to me and that I love. My sisters, my mother, my sister. I try to do that these days because it's important. We need to know that we are valued and that we are loved, and we need to know that, and we need to know that from ourselves first and foremost. So it's cool to have that stuff on your mirrors. It's cool to have it all through your house if you can do that to self-affirm yourself. I have release it jars. We're not
Mhm.
gonna talk about that because y'all gonna all get in trouble. But I have what you call release it jars, whereas you write down what's bothering you or what you're holding on to, and you drop it in the jar. And like at the end of the week, you go either release it by fire or you release it into some water, and you end it that way, and you give it away. You give those issues away. You give those esteem issues, those anger issues, whatever you're dealing with. You wash them away or you burn them. And that's let's get rid of the negativity that we feel about ourselves any way that we can. And we're here to help you come up with different tools and different ways. We each have different ways that we do things, and we're here to help you guys be successful in that. So
Mhm.
I just
I
want to
did want to
acknowledge this
say,
comment from Nikki. It says, I'm learning to love myself again. That 7-year relationship with that narcissist, he tore me apart mentally and my self esteem. I think just have a lot of grace with yourself because healing just definitely takes a lot of time.
yep. Rain said, well, I just had twins back in August, so my self-esteem is not as strong as it used to be. But thank God I know how to overcome that feeling. Even on days I don't feel as beautiful, I tell myself that I am, and can't nobody tell me different. I know that's right. Love the conversation, ladies. Great topic. Thank you. Trying to affirm self is awkward. Can we talk about that? I say it's about that self-talk, that positive self-talk. When you having those moments where you're thinking and you're really talking to yourself, because you're actually saying something about yourself, whether it's good or bad. Make sure it's good. Don't have those negative self-talks. Have positive self-talks. I could do this. I got this. You got it, girl. Girl, you look good. Girl, today's gonna be
yes, you do. Yes, you
Africa.
do. It's
We've been
running in
telling
your
you
look.
in
Look,
all of our
I'm finna,
podcasts.
I'm finna be real. It's in your bloodline, girl. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, you got it, sweetheart. You do.
yeah. You gotta have them positive self-talks. That's
Go
where it
look in the
starts.
mirror.
Because what you say within your own mind is what you will believe. If you wake up one morning and you say, oh, today's gonna be a bad day, it's Thursday, you will have a bad day because you will
Terrible.
focus on all the negative, you will focus on everything that's bad, that makes you feel bad. You will not focus on any good. So you have to mentally say, I will have a good day today. Today's gonna be good. Today isn't a
Right?
bad day. I look good today, girl. Ooh, I feel good. All of that it's all a process. Just start doing that.
Well,
Yeah.
and we've talked about it in our podcasts before that, usually when you're having conversations with friends and they're telling you what their issues are, you're able to give them guidance and kind of help solve their problems because you are physically hearing what it is that the problem is. If you're not physically having a conversation with yourself, how do you know what the problem is? Your ears need to be able to hear it in order for you to be able to gain a solution for it.
Africa said, well, let's have a podcast about that, okay? I wake up in a good mood. Wake up in a good light. It's looking at myself and feeling what I'm saying. Who want to lie to thyself? Because you're not lying to yourself, Africa, because you are amazing and beautiful. And you are lying to yourself if you think that you're anything other than that. That's a lie.
Sinatra, you just gave me a beautiful idea. I never thought about writing it on bay leaves, but I'll take that into consideration and doing that myself. I kind of like that. So thank you. Dee Dee, it's
That's
okay. You
okay.
can go back and watch it.
Yep, we on YouTube now. We on YouTube now.
Right. You can go back and watch it. And yeah. What'd you say, see? To the ball? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Read The Secret.
Oh, that was going to
Mhm.
be one of our books. We'll add that.
Interesting. We'll add that. Thank you,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
So, ladies, I don't know if y'all know because there's quite a few of y'all on here. We are going to be starting a book club, which will be every other Sunday, and the Sunday will be the opposite Sunday of our movie Sunday, Cocos and Combos. So we're actually going to start that next Sunday. The book is, Davina, hold the book up.
Atlases of the Hearts.
That'll be the first book we're starting. The first week, you don't have to have it read by then. We're going to do
Yeah,
a chapter or two every 2 weeks together. So the first week, we're just going to start off by, talking about what we're doing, the expectations of it, all of that. And then we'll reconvene in another 2 weeks to talk about those 2 chapters that we read. If you want to read ahead, you can definitely go ahead and read ahead. I know some people have already read that book. So, on that first week of meeting, if you have, recommendations on, next books, we'll take recommendations. But yeah, we will add The Secret because that was already one of ours that was on the list anyway. So, yes, more to
Deb,
come.
you want to announce the next movie too?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, yeah.
All from Grace.
Yep. A Fall from Grace will be the movie topic. That'll
May
be
7th.
Yep, May 7th.
I just know you guys tell me to fasten my seatbelt while I watch it.
Wait, Megan said I'm sorry. Megan says she saw waterproof post-it notes, y'all. I'm sorry. That caught my attention. They were putting it on the shower wall. For me, shower is a place to decompress and think.
I'm gonna look those up.
Affirmations.
Oh, that'd be
I'm gonna
nice.
look those
Because
up,
you can
Megan.
cry in the shower. You can get all just, you know
That's
how the
definitely
R&B
the
singers used to
Yeah.
grab the air in the
Well,
rain.
you can't wear
And they be
your
like,
weave or your eyelashes in the shower. So
I ain't got nothing on. So, but yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't have
I
none
don't
on
have no
either.
eyelashes.
I'm in
I
the
don't
shower
either.
like,
Oh, Nikki, I'm scared now to watch that. She says that movie gives me anxiety because I was in a similar situation.
Oh, who said that?
Nikki.
Oh,
Well, Nikki, watch the Cocos and Convos podcast. We're gonna help you through that issue, okay?
yep.
We're gonna get you through that. And I love you.
Yep.
my confident issues right now are my eyelashes. They're super short. I got them done at a new nail shop for New Year's, and I went back to get them professionally removed. And when she wiped them off, literally they singed all of mine off.
Oh,
She looked at me, and when I looked in the mirror, she was like, "What's wrong, baby?" I wanted to be like, "Girl, I ain't got no dang eyelashes. That's what's wrong." In the process of growing them back now, so.
Oh no. Well, we'll have to look up a recipe for something you could put on your eyes. I think if you put olive oil or something, ain't it?
Coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil or olive oil is good too. Avocado oil is not bad either.
Let's see. We got some more comments. Let's see. Yes, a wonderful read. Ask it shall be given is a good one too. Okay.
We love you too, Nikki. I didn't see that before I said I love you, but I'm saying it to you again. You need to be covered in love. You need to be covered in prayer. I hope to see a lot of you ladies on the morning prayer line tomorrow morning at 6:30. Let's grow together, y'all. Let's glow and grow together. We got so much that we're going to be doing here with this movement, Women Empowerment Minnesota LLC. We've got so many things coming your way. We work on so many things daily. Brainstorm. We're coming up with so much. And it's important that you guys know that we're here for you.
Yeah.
And so, Nikki, you said that movie gives you anxiety. Well, we're going to get you through that.
Yep.
I understand where you're coming from. You
Next
know, it's
therapy session is May 7th.
Yep, Cocos and Convos is May 7th. That'll be the next one. So Cocos and Convos is the movie one, and that is every first Sunday.
yeah.
And then the book club will be every other Sunday. So we'll get that scheduled in so everybody can get the invite for that.
When is the next coffee session? Good question. May.
Oh, in person. Yeah.
May. Well, April 29th, we have the brunch
we got
at Brunch Vibes.
Brunch Vibes, yeah.
But you're talking about where it goes back to being for women. That'll be in May. And I might as well announce now that we've decided to incorporate that in Women Empowered Minnesota LLC. So we'll all be coaching and working in that those events. I enjoy doing them by myself, but I'm no longer by myself in business. My other business, I am in the process of figuring out what I want to do with that and how I want to move with that. But I do want you guys to know that we are not stopping the Women Empowered movement every month with the actual sessions. We'll have that. I want to incorporate my sisters in that, and we want to move together on that. So we'll let you know about May as soon as we know. Just know that May is Mother's Day, so we're looking at something very special for you ladies.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm encouraging everybody to get out and get some of this good weather.
Oh, yes.
While we got
Vitamin D is doing me wonders.
We are in Minnesota, where Mother Nature is extra emotional and
yeah, and looking at the forecast,
bipolar.
Enjoy them days while they are here. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's supposed to drop this weekend.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And Nakina will be in Detroit June 24th. As of now, that's the date that we have. We'll be in, I think we're either going to be doing the conference at a Marriott in the D. I'm not sure which one, but I'll keep you informed. We'll keep you guys informed out of state. If you guys want to travel out of state and come to the other conference, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Obviously, we would love to have everybody. But we're going to be doing another conference. We've got retreats coming up. We've got a lot coming up for you ladies. So,
so much in store. Can we open a group chat with all the members in the messenger? Yep, we definitely would do that.
Yes. Yep. So
can someone post the book and the author?
Yes,
I can do that.
Yep.
I'm also going to ask you ladies to invite other ladies to the Women Empowered group, ladies that you think that are, need empowerment, good women, preferably good women, women that, whoever, just go.
I was going to say, you can't say that.
No, I'm not. Here, let me say what I mean. Okay. Because
they might,
y'all can't even deny that everybody ain't a good woman. And I don't mean it in like not the struggling women. I mean women that are here to pick apart, women trying to grow, women I'm not saying isolate people, but y'all know who it is, because honestly, there's 6 people that I probably wouldn't invite to this group. So y'all know what that means.
Well, I'm up for the challenge to work on anybody.
I bet you are. You know what? That's
line of
go ahead. You go ahead. I got you. You go ahead.
What I mean by don't not invite them, because maybe they're bad women because of what they're going through, and they just don't tell nobody.
Okay.
Sometimes when you talk about
a certain type of way because of
and when you talk about someone's flaws, usually 9 times out of 10, it's a mirror you're looking in. And you saying, "Oh, she broke. Oh, she ugly," and that's how you feel about yourself.
I don't mean them kind of women.
So those women,
the other ones,
Jesus working for Christ last Sunday.
The other ones, y'all not following. Don't act slow.
we gonna get some Jesus in them, and then we're all good.
I swear, because the prayer line have been juking. The prayer lines have been juking.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Stay encouraged, you guys. We love it. We love having you here.
If y'all don't know, we do prayer. every morning. Well, they do it. I don't be up every morning. I'm sorry. I can admit that. Every morning at 6:30, they do prayer. I was on one. I was on one. And then they do it every evening as well at 8 p.m. So
Just not on Wednesdays.
yeah. And I mean, jump in whenever you can. You know, it only lasts about 15, 20 minutes. So if you miss it, don't feel bad.
I don't know. We did 35 minutes this morning, though.
Really?
Yeah, we did 35 minutes this morning.
Nice.
Yeah, 35, maybe even 40. I don't know, but
I should have got up.
Yeah, it was lit this morning, and we're looking for the same energy tomorrow. So
get on at any time, Katina.
Yep.
Yeah. So tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Central Time, and then so in Michigan or any other state that's Eastern, 7:30. I mean, and then tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Africa said it was an hour.
Oh, it might have been.
It might have been.
It was deep.
Katina said the people twerking for last Sunday, they might need guidance from y'all.
Fine, and I'm with it. I just have a different view of different women. Like I don't mean the women that they're talking about though, y'all. I'm thinking deep.
No, I know what you're talking about, Ed, but I feel like everybody needs some blessing and everybody needs some change. And I think that the more that they understand, even the people that's in the darkest place understand that there is ladies out here that are willing to help and assist mentally and emotionally, maybe not doing the physical work for you because you need to do that on your own, but for us to be able to all be able to guide together.
Mm-hmm.
And I admire that, and I'm with y'all on that.
Katina said she tried to get on at 6:38. Sometimes you had to try to get on more than one time.
Because sometimes, I have trouble even getting on. So
yeah, just keep trying to get in.
Yep. And Nakina said, I work a lot, so I catch up when I can. Yeah. And that's why we are liking that this platform is now going to be on YouTube, because we do know there's a lot of people who aren't currently able to watch it live. And, that will be available to whenever, someone can watch it. It'll be housed there. So we don't have to worry about where it's going to be and did it record and all of that. So, yeah.
So you can go back and you can watch it on YouTube.
Yep. Replay it, reshare it, repost it.
Like Africa, I'm not going to get them together. We all going to get them together. We're going to do this as a unit.
Agreed.
One day, one person.
So our typical people to pray us out are not on. So that means
it's on Ebony.
It's on Ebony.
No, it's not on Ebony. Ebony's always doing it. One of y'all go. Bowing my head. Megan, let's go.
Oh yeah, that's right. They called me on last week. So I think I'll kind of go off the. I gotta find the verse. We mentioned I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So I'll just go off my heart. Father God, I thank you for getting these wonderful women together tonight, and every night and morning, and all these women that are posting on our pages and seeing our posts. We're all working on healing together and being fearfully, wonderfully made. I will post the verse on the page because I will find it. Just want to say thank you for all the nice comments tonight, all the great conversation. We have a lot of great things coming up, and we're excited to be empowering other women. Thank you, Lord, for this evening. Amen.
Amen. That was amazing because it came from your heart.
Amen. Yep.
It came from your heart.
And it ain't got to be perfect. I love it. Thank you, Megan.
We all perfectly.
And no, it's not on me because I just prayed heavily for us. Do you not remember on Sunday? It goes to the next person, which is Devin. Devin is next.
How am I next?
Because here, I'm going to say this and then we can end. Here's the thing. We all have to get comfortable with outwardly praying because it's not comfortable for any of us except for the other two. But so we have to be intentional in being able to do that. And then after that is Davina.
Yep.
And then we'll just recycle around and it'll be me.
Okay.
Because us four, we are the ones that we honest, we open, we real about it. We the ones that be like, we love you, God. Rubber dub dub, thanks for the grub. We love, I'm so joking, but y'all get it. But anyway, that was beautiful, Megan. That came from your heart. You spoke from your heart. I love you guys.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
anybody
much.
who's watching.
Prayer line tomorrow morning at 6:30. I hope to see you guys on. Just have a great night intentionally and on purpose. All right, y'all?
And the
What is our
event
next
for
topic?
Sunday will be out
IT
tonight.
Devin,
I'll
what's
work
our
on that
next
tonight.
topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Devin, what's our next topic?
Next topic is.
Oh God, next week. Yes.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. I know what it is. Whew.
We'll
Do
throw
you
it out
is it the
there.
daddy issues?
It's daddy issues.
Daddy issues.
That's next week's podcast. It's daddy issues.
April 19th, daddy issues. Be ready for us, y'all.
That
You'll be
one
here.
is gonna be lit.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be intense.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Love you.
Hope
Bye.
to see you in the morning.
Bye.